Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video. And I know this video is a little late out there, but this is another response to the Thrill Me Thursdays challenge that was done by Hey, Isn't That Devon Graham. I commented on the video saying, like, I'm going to be a little late with this response. I've been a little bit busy, you know, did a live stream last night with Rob, Alex, and Dan. Things like that on the DCEU movies and things like that. So, but people out there who are, you know, Bronco, Sean Urshan, and all that stuff, people who checked in with us during that night, thank you very much for tuning in with us during that live stream. That was a lot of fun to do. So, getting on to this response video itself about this top 5, this is going to be now top 5 horror films that were based on a true story. So, I figured I'd share you guys my top 5 horror films that were based on a true story. So my number 3 choice will be a really strange one that not many people will probably know was based on a true story, but I'll get to that in a second. But number 5, of course, gotta go with Psycho. I mean, what more can be said about Psycho that hasn't been said before? I mean, Psycho was one of those horror films that was one of the best ones that was based on a true story and things like that. I mean, what more can you say about Psycho that hasn't been said before? I mean, Psycho is a classic. Number 4 for me is Open Water. Now, Open Water, this is the story about actually 2 scuba divers who went missing in shark-infested waters, and they got left behind on a tour boat going on a scuba diving expedition, and sadly, the real-life people who went missing, sadly, their bodies were never found, which is sad, but they went missing during a scuba diving expedition, and that's what this movie is basically about this couple going on a vacation. They go on the scuba diving expedition, and there's a miscount on the boat, and they get left behind in shark-infested waters. And I tell you what, it's kind of a creepy concept now that you really think about it, like being stranded out there in shark-infested waters, you know, with no help around you. You're in the middle of the ocean. You have sharks all around you and things like that. It's really a scary situation, and I think it works really well. I love Open Water. It's one of the more underrated shark movies. I don't think many people talk about that movie. And now, like I was saying before with number 3, not many people probably know this was based on a true story, but number 3 is The Dentist. Yes, The Dentist was based on a true story. Now, the true story is dealt with a guy who was kind of a hit, who was a dentist, and I believe in St. Louis, Missouri. And basically, he was a hitman who carried out 7 murders, and he was a dentist, but he was also kind of a hitman too, and he carried out 7 murders. And that was and then Brian Yesna took that idea, the director of The Dentist, and kind of based his movie on that true story. And then it's like the whole thing about Corbin Burnson as the dentist, and he catches his wife cheating on him, and then he goes crazy and starts killing his patients in really gruesome ways with the dentist tools and things like that. I mean, The Dentist is one of those more underrated horror films that I even enjoyed the sequel to The Dentist 2. But the first Dentist was the best one, directed by Brian Yesna, who I think he did, what was it, one of the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, I believe he did? I'll have to look it up real quick, but I could have swore he did one of the Silent Night, Deadly Nights. Yeah, he did Part 4, that's what I thought of. He also did Society, Return of the Living Dead 3, Bride of Reanimator, and things like that. He also did The Dentist 2, Beyond Reanimator. So Brian Yesna has been a director on a couple movies, but I do enjoy The Dentist. Number 2, of course, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, based on Ed Gein. There's been many movies based on Ed Gein, like, you know, there was the biopic movie that they did of Ed Gein with, I believe, Steve Railsback, who played Ed Gein. I could be wrong on that, but, you know, Ed Gein, about the guy who dug up graves and made bowls of skin, and which was basically the basis of the inspiration of Leatherface, pretty much. I mean, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a classic. I mean, what more can you say about that one? And of course, number one is The Exorcist. This was based on a true story that happened with a little boy, I believe. I mean, what more can you say about The Exorcist that hasn't been said before? Like, I'll actually look up the actual true story of The Exorcist. I'll tell you guys what it is. It happened in St. Louis. It happened in, it was called The Exorcism of Roland Doe. It was in the late 40s. There was priests of the Catholic Church. They performed a series of exorcisms on this little boy. It took place in a hospital in South St. Louis and things like that. So that's where The Exorcist was based on. So there you guys have it. Those are my top 5 horror films that were based on a true story for Thrill Me Thursdays. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. You guys take care.